Well, hello there. Um, so, I want to talk about my second ceremony of ayahuasca. But before I do, there's a couple of other things that I wanted to just go over on my first one that I might not have mentioned, and that was purging. Um, when I first took the ayahuasca on the first ceremony, I um, I would say it was about 20-25 minutes into taking it. I purged 3 times really heavily, like not was physically sick, but just heaved. And then that's when it really started to kick in from that point. Um, I do remember also there being lots of tears, but no emotion. It was like there were just tears without emotion coming down my face a lot, and a few others have counted the same thing, which has been interesting. There was so much that happened that first night. It's hard to sum it all up in one memory, in one go. So it seems to be trickling out over the course of time. Um, there was very strong psychedelic visuals as well. Basically, like a trip on the first night, which was great. It was a lovely experience, an enjoyable one, and I'm very grateful that I got that on the first night because not a lot of people do, and some didn't on our little tribe that we've got here. So I want to start off now talking about the second ceremony, which, in comparison, was very subtle to the first ceremony. I took the drink. It went into my system the same speed as the first night, and when I thought it was just about to kick off again, and give me that feeling that it did on the first night, how I felt it just integrate into my body, it sort of started to do that and then went back into my stomach, and it sat there for pretty much most of the night, and it was slightly uncomfortable but nothing too drastic. But the whole experience was very subtle. There wasn't strong visuals. It wasn't I didn't feel that the sense of flotation as much as I did the first night. I did still feel a little bit drunk, um, but the whole experience was a lot more subtle. But that gave me a great sense of peace. I felt very peaceful throughout the second ceremony, regardless of the fact that I was getting very little feeling from it. I feel like that I'd got what I really wanted on the first night, and I'm very grateful for that. I think if it had been the other way around, I might have felt some sort of disappointment, but I didn't. And I had two things were said to me throughout the ceremony, which I've noted down, and I'll be following up on them. And they were important. I went in there with the intention of improving my concentration. That one ceremony, I wanted to work on my concentration, and I was given um, a message when I asked about my concentration. What can I do? This was the message I was given. You choose to not find anything interesting in the things you haven't concentrated on, which is powerful because it means that it's accepting my concentration for what it is, and it's then having the knowledge of I've chosen not to find something interesting at that point, which brings it back to me, which is great. It's great. It's not about having a magic wand waved where now I concentrate better. It's about bringing it back to me, which was powerful. Before we started, we had the meditation bit at the beginning, and I got this really annoying. It felt like a bite, but it was an itch. But it felt like a bite, really annoying itch right here. And I've been bitten before, you know, and I've not been bitten that much here, so yeah, I've been quite lucky. And I just remember thinking, okay, just don't focus on it, because this is the time for, you know, a bit of meditation. This is the time for just focusing on my intention for the ceremony. Morning. And so I thought, okay, just zone out and just forget about it, because I've done it before and it's been okay. And this thing just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I remember thinking, geez, it feels like someone's sticking a pin in my arm here. It was really uncomfortable. So so I thought, I'd just forget about it. Just do your best to focus on your intention. So I did it. And then at the identical spot on the other elbow, the same thing happened. And I was like, oh, what does this mean? Okay, I'm here to improve my concentration. Maybe this is about me zoning in and or zoning out of the pain that I'm being given here, because it was more uncomfortable than anything in terms of a bite that I've had. And this was before I've even taken ayahuasca. I don't know if it was just a massive coincidence or if it was a message there for me. But it got too much. I couldn't control my concentration away from it. So I decided that I was going to go down into the, not this one, but there's another lake. I was going to go down there, grab some of the mud from the lake and just dab it on my elbows, leave it there for a couple of minutes and wash it off. Did that and seemed to be fine. I don't know what that meant, still don't, but that's what happened. And I went on to have a really peaceful ceremony, which was great. Yeah, and I felt a bit drunk, but I was more in control, whereas on the first night I was staggering. I felt drunk and buzzing like I was on mushrooms on the first night. This time I just felt drunk, but I was a lot more in control. I was a lot more coherent this time round, and I did more the second time round. So on the first night I had 3/4 of a shot glass for the first one, and then I had the same amount for the second shot, which after the second shot, that was a very, very strong experience. This time round I felt that I could handle more, so I had a full shot glass and had a very subtle experience, as I've just explained. And then when they asked if I wanted some more, I said yes, okay, why not? I'm having a subtle experience here, maybe I just need more, maybe there's a tolerance that's happened. So I took the second shot, and as soon as it went into my mouth and I swallowed it, the consistency was horrible. There was lumps in it. The taste was foul compared to the others, and I barely kept it in for about 2 minutes, and then I threw it straight back up. And the experience stayed the same throughout. It's very subtle. So yeah, that's pretty much my second experience summed up, really. There was nothing else to nothing else that I got from it. I got what I wanted, I feel, from the second ceremony, so I'm happy. And we've now got another ceremony tonight. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a larger amount for the first shot and gauge from there whether I actually need a second one. Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Okay, thank you for listening.